So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the greatest public service watch announcement on YouTube. That's right. We are, self-proclaimed the best public service watch announcement out there. I mean, hands down, we're self-proclaimed. I mean, we've been chosen by no other than Fudenki as one of the best in the business. We bring you what's really happening out there. We bring you the truth, nothing but the truth. So the only thing we ask you in return is to give us a thumbs up, a thumbs up. If that won't hurt you too much, if that won't make you strain, pushing a little button and giving us a thumbs up, we would appreciate that very, very, very much. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you may also do that. I promise you, you will not regret it. I promise you. And you can leave whenever you want. You can unsubscribe whenever you want. We have a bunch of them. They unsubscribe, they come back, until they find out the truth and say, wow, that guy was saying the truth. Okay? Guys, I want to start by telling you that Patek Philippe, Patek Philippe has released a new watch model. It's an unbelievable new watch. It's incredible. It's a 41 millimeter. It's a Patek Philippe, a date, like the date president from Rolex. But this is the date from, you're going to see it today. This is why you're here, because you're going to see it today. It's a 41 millimeter. It's a Calatrava. It has 8-day power reserve. 8 days. They're getting, longer and longer, the power reserve. 72 hours, 48 hours. This one is 7 days. Then they got 6 days. This one is 8 days. He wants to be the king. This new date wants to be the king. In this channel, we come and tell you the truth. What they won't tell you, we will, because we are, you know what we are. And we're like that. We're stupid like that. We're going to tell you the truth. And it has a blue, like a blue dungaree, dungaree strap, and it has a blue dial. It's an unbelievable watch, ladies and gentlemen, to be honest. I always say this, and I'm going to tell all of you, to be a real watch collector, if you don't have, leather strap in your collection, you're not a real watch collector. You're not. You're a Mickey Mouse watch collector. You have to have leather or strap in your collection. And this watch is unbelievable. The reference number is the 5328G. And I said it has an 8-day power reserve. It's unbelievable. Guys, you think I'm kidding around when I tell you people out there that it's a must to have, a strap, a strap in your collection, a leather strap, dungaree, jean, whatever you want to call it, Velcro, but you have to have a strap in your collection. You go out, you look good, a little strap on, it just changes, who you are. You can't be having always a stainless steel bracelet or a gold bracelet. You're a precious metal, so it's good to have one of those straps in your collection. And ladies and gentlemen, to my amaze, this watch has a retail price that is going to knock your socks off and blow your hair back. I mean, it's going to knock your socks off and blow your hair back. It has a retail price of $85,000. I repeat, $85,356. That is the retail price of that beautiful Patek Philippe Calatrava gold on a dungaree strap and dungaree dial. It's an unbelievable looking watch. And again, the reference number is the 5328G. And I'm going to give you a little look-see. So you can see what I'm talking about. I mean, they want to enter that date, that date world. They want to go there, they want to go there. And this is the watch. This is the watch right here. As you can see it, there it is. You know, it's a beautiful watch. It is a beautiful watch. You can see it has the date, you know, the date and the date, you know, like a Rolex, like a date Rolex, you know. And there it is, you know, it has a little white stitching on it. It has a nice size, 41 millimeter, you know. So, you know what to do now. You can do your own homework. It has 8 days power reserve, 41 millimeter. I think it's a beautiful looking watch. You know, it's a beautiful looking. I don't know if this is, I think this is complications, to be honest. This is complications, you know, not grand complications, but complications. I believe so, you know. So there it is. That's the watch they came out with. And I think it's a nice looking watch. Saludos, Alex. Welcome to the show. Saludos. So you got to see that watch. You know, nobody's going to show it to you because what they want to show you is the flim flam. You know, they want to show you the, you know, flim flamming you know, this, that, you know, but I'm going to show you what's going on. And I don't know what you guys thought about the price. What you think about that price of the $85,356, you know? You're very welcome, Alex. You're very, very welcome. It's my job, Alex, to do this for you guys, you know? Nobody wants to do this, you know? Everybody has a price to do this, but we don't have a price. We just do it and that's it. So we have that one. We talked already about that watch. Not too bad. Okay, not too bad. We are going to talk a little bit about precious metal, you know, precious metals out there, you know, gold, silver, platinum, palladium, and all that good stuff. To me, all these numbers, they don't get me scared. It's part of what's going on, of what I have said always. You know, it's a seesaw. It's a seesaw, and you got to play with it. You know, you got to play with it, you know, and that's it. And you wait and you play with it, you know. Palladium at the moment is, the troy ounce price of palladium is $1,431. Platinum is holding firm, you know, holding firm. It's unbelievable, but they're holding firm. Is at $1,582 the troy ounce. Silver is at $47 a troy ounce. And gold, you know, everybody wants to become a tycoon selling gold, is at $4,010, all right? Those are the prices of these precious metals. Ladies and gentlemen, I wanna talk a little bit to you guys about something that I've been telling you since somewhere in, I would say, June, July. I started telling you that things are not looking good, and the prices are gonna go crazy. You know, prices are gonna go belly up, and that you have all these Muppet boiler room backpackers, Corona backpackers, you know, whatever you want to call it, Muppet boiler room dealers, that they're going to go belly up, you know, and they're doing this, you know, artificial numbers of prices that they're giving you, which I know they're artificial. I know they are totally artificial, but there's a lot of people that are even in this channel, they're subscribers, and they still have doubts. But I never had doubts. I kept on telling you my favorite and my, you know, most powerful words that I always use with you guys. The watch market is dead. You know, the watch market is dead. I've been telling you for, you know, some amount of years already, and I stick with it. And I told you that in July, get prepared, you know, August, September, October, dark times are coming and things are going to be changing. And you might be asking yourself all that, and I'm going to tell you. You know, if I tell you this, you're not going to argue me, because nobody's going to argue with me. You know, I say what I want. This is my channel. I say whatever I want, whether you like it, whether you believe it. I don't give a hoot. But I tell you what I feel, right? I tell you what I feel. But in your case, until you don't hear it from Rob Report, you know, Rob Report, I think it's called Rob Report, something to that, you know, Rob Report, Morning Star, you know, the fashion, the business fashion, Goldman Sachs, you know, Goldman Sachs, Bloomberg, right? Bloomberg. until you don't hear it from them, you don't feel Fudinky, you don't feel like it's for real what that guy is saying, what that, that Latin guy is saying. It can be for real. Yes, we're alive, Wicked. Yes, we are. So I've been telling you since the month of July, August, September, October, the dark times are coming your way. And ladies and gentlemen, I got some, if this maybe to you is good news and maybe to you is sad news, because there's people that leave me messages in our channel and our platform to tell me you don't know what you're talking about. The watch market is up and running and it's alive. The watch market is dead. Watch market is dead. Dead. So, ladies and gentlemen, they came out with a report that is all over. Rod report, Bloomberg, Fudinky, all these Goldman Sachs, they're everywhere, And ladies and gentlemen, the Swiss watch importers have been severely impacted by the new 39% tariff, leading to a 56% collapse in the United States of America. Exports in September, as importers cut orders and demand plummets, pa piso, payaso, a 2,000, sleepy, knocked out, a 2,000. As importers cut orders and demand plummets. This has resulted, unbelievable, in overstocked retailers redirected shipments in the U.S. market, losing its top spot to the United Kingdom as the destination for Swiss watch exports. Deep. That's all you need to hear. Now you can skip along and tell all your friends, Papi, the watch market is dead. No. It wasn't the crazy Latin guy that's saying it. No. It wasn't him. No. Who was it? It was this one. What? It was this one. It was that one. It was that one. So that crazy guy, he was right all along. He's been telling us 5 months ahead of time to get prepared. Papi, the watch market is dead. When this came out, people left me texts, emails, phone call. Papi, ain't you seeing the world how it is? Everybody, me, you, we are all going to get localization. We're going to be localization, all of us. Localization, papa. Sharp export decline. Exports of Swiss watches to the U.S. dropped by 56% in September following the implementation of the 39% tariff. How long have I been telling you 31? How long? Plus 8 more. How long? I've been telling you for the longest. If you go back to other chapters, you're going to see them. El Lambón todos, El Palomo todos. But, we didn't want to hear it, Fanboys. Come on, fanboys. Join the show now. It's your time, to write a couple of comments, fanboys. Come on now. You can join the show now. Mira, deep. You're going to be buying watches at $5,000. At $5,000, papi. Esto se viró al revés. It's upside down. They turned us all upside down. And we're letting buttons come out and a couple of paper clips. A couple of chewies are coming out. Esto está jodido, papi. They lay the law down. Rob report, Bloomberg, Goldman Sachs, Fudinky, Fashion design. You can't lie no more. You cannot lie no more. Papi, you go to the mall, it's empty. There's nobody in the mall. There's no money. There's no money. The artificial money is gone. You don't see these people making no more videos, no more content. It's over. You go in those places today and you go with cash in your pocket, you're the king. You control the conversation. People have all their credit cards maxed out. Maxed out. They're waiting. You know what they're waiting for? They're waiting for the red reset button. You think 2008 was bad? You think 2008 was bad? You haven't seen nothing yet. It's awful what's coming. Market shift. Market shift. The UK has overtaken the United States as the largest market for Swiss watch exports. We were the king. We were the king. We had the crown. All the watches coming in. But no, you didn't want to believe me. No. You didn't want to believe me. You want to believe. You know who you want to believe? You want to believe Deputy Boxing Black Eyes. You want to believe the Warriors Fat Bastard. You want to believe Popeye with the yellow stains in his armpits. You know Popeye. Wait, yeah, I'm there. I'm there. You want to believe that? You want to believe Big Pun and Heavy D. You want to believe the two toddler body brothers. You want to believe the Indian brothers. You know, Indian brothers in Miami. You want to believe them. You can't. You can fool some people sometimes, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. They'll give anything. They'll give an eye to see me blind. But you guys are lucky you got me. I've been telling you this for 5 months. When summer enters, I say, buckle up. It's coming. Buckle up. There's more money out there. You might be thinking because you got a couple of coins, you're good. But that's you. That's you. You know, and we got that guy from Pennsylvania Avenue over there in Malaysia, you know, doing the dance. You know what I'm saying? Doing the dance over there in Malaysia. And he cut off the 100% tariff. No tariff for you. You're in my team. Papi, credit cards. If cars are getting repossessed, imagine the credit cards. La gente tan jodida. And I've been telling you 6 months ahead of time. Saludos, papá, saludos. For 6 months. And what you guys been laughing and laughing and laughing. Who's laughing now? I'm laughing. Because I didn't have to be Bloomberg. I didn't have to be Rob Report. I didn't have to be Goldman Sachs. I didn't have to be Fudinki. I just look how it is, how the world is. The world's upside down. These people were giving him a parade over there. You know, they were doing the dance over there, the song and dance. That guy from Pennsylvania Avenue doing the song and dance, and you know, and unbelievable. And take away the 100% to my friends. Get it out. Get it out. It's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Es una locura. Supply chain and disruption. Retailers are overstocked and distributors are canceling orders, causing significant disruption to the supply chain. To the supply chain. Estamos jodidos, papi. You want me to keep on? I'll keep on telling you. Because they can't lie no more. You cannot lie no more. You can't lie. You can lie to people sometimes, but you cannot lie to other people all the time. Papi, I told you 4 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago, I told you the highest debt we have in this country is $38 trillion. Hay que ser loco para creerse que la situación está buena. You got to be crazy to believe that things are normal and good. You got to be crazy. This is it. We lost the crown. We lost the crown to the United Kingdom. They're number one. We lost it. And people don't have orders. They stopped it. Don't send me no more. Papi, they can't sell watches. Who you going to sell watches to? Who? To 500 real well-off people? That's nothing. You cannot depend on 500 people, well-off people. You can't. You cannot depend on 500, people that collect watches. You got to depend on millions. Papi, the repo situation in cars is up the stars, up to the moon, up to the moon. Credit cards are localization all the way in. Localization all the way in. And then we're giving money around to Ukraine, 130 billion, 22 billion to Israel, 40 billion to Argentina. And then you got people here suffering that, they depend on SNAP. And I keep on telling you, SNAP, weak. Airplane traffic controllers, they don't pay them. TSA, they don't pay them. Estamos virados al revés. No, we cannot expect that things are good. And you got people to tell you, because somebody wrote here yesterday on the show, they wrote, because the guy over there, Deputy Boxing Black Eyes, is saying that the situation is well. No comas mierda. No comas mierda. You remember Cher made a movie? Cher, the singer, Cher. And she slapped the guy. Wake up, snap out of it. Remember that movie? Slapped him, snap out of it, You know what I'm trying to say, Active. You know what I'm trying to say. And people telling me, no, because the Warris fat bastard said this. The hungry hippo, Mr. Magoo, said that. No coman mierda. They have a product they need to sell. They're going to tell you everything you want to hear. Son gilipollas. Son gilipollas. Manufacture impact. The Swiss watch industry is grappling with the unexpected shock, with some brands considering a temporary halt in the United States of America market and shipments. You guys want to keep on hearing, you guys want to continue skip hopping around like little rabbits. I want to hear the guy with that Popeye. I want to hear Popeye. Popeye, talk to me. Tell me something, Popeye. No comas mierda. Oh, Popeye said that to me. He's incredible, Popeye. The hungry hippo told me that. He's incredible. Papi, esa gente están pidiendo agua por seña. Those people are asking for water with, Jodido, papi. The watch market is broken. The watch market is broken. The watch market is dead in a backyard septic tank and smelly. You don't want to know. You guys, like right now, I told you, because this is a watch show. What was the first watch I talked to you about? I talked to you about the new Patek Philippe date. The new Patek Philippe date. The 5328G, white gold, blue strap, blue dial. You know what's the retail price of that watch? 41 millimeter, 8-day power reserve. I'm going to tell you, $85,356. ¿Quién carajo va a comprar el reloj ahora? And you know what they're asking for already? Do you want to know what they're asking for that watch already? Can anybody tell me what they're asking for that watch? Guys, Google it. I gave you the reference. 5328. Google it. So you can see how much they're asking for that watch. No comas mierda. And then gold and silver and palladium and platinum are playing with us. Because it's like this. It's like this. They don't know how it's going to happen. Like this. Boom. Papi, no hay dinero. There's no money out there. You know what I'm saying, Dr. E. No hay dinero, papi. Frankie Zizzo, no hay dinero. Nobody needs $100,000 watch. Exactly. Coño, lo dijo bien dicho. Nobody needs $100,000 watch in this moment. You see that? 81 to 140,000. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you very much. Who? Pero ¿a quién? ¿A quién? Si la gente tan jodida. It's crazy because, you're buying things that these things are going to keep on going down. Porque it's a luxury. Everybody is staying away from luxury goods. Everybody is staying away from luxury goods. I'm not telling you to stop liking watches. No, I love watches. I think I'm one of the worst addicted to watches. But I understand, like Frankie Rizzo just said, nobody needs $100,000 watch right now. Not right now. Not when we have a 28-day shutdown. And there's no resolution, Papa. And there's not going to be a resolution because you got two parties. They fight like cats and dogs. And they say no, and they say no, and they say no. And after they close the camera, they close the door, they're back there drinking champagne and dancing, and doing their thing. But they're hating each other in TV, and all that good stuff. But when they shut the door and turn off the TV, they're the best. Yeah, exactly. We're addicted. We're addicted. Luxury gentleman is probably addicted too, but he's not stupid because he's not thinking. He's thinking with his head. Eso se terminó. How are you going to tell me that watches still, in some places, are still, they're still trying to mark it up like it was the Corona era? Papi, the Corona era is going to be 5 years ago. Guys, when was the Corona era? Was it on 2020, the Corona era? Yeah, the Corona was in 2020. Good luck to you, Mr. Blair. I hope they win. You have an incredible ball player there. Otani is beautiful. 2020, 2021, Yeah, it's going to 5 years already, And they still, because, Papi, you get used to that. You get used to that idea that we're still going to get those numbers. It ain't going to happen. We had a hurricane here in Miami, Florida, in 1992. It was called Andrew, and it was devastation through the whole state of South Florida, where I lived at. I was right in the middle of it. Ladies and gentlemen, you didn't even have to go ask, your insurance for money. They just will give it to you. Here's $100,000. Here's $200,000 for your house. Stay with the land, Pinecrest, Coral Gables, the beach, all these places. Lagos Island, here, you lost a house, we're going to pay you the house, stay with the land. Boom, $1 million, $2 million. Ask me if today a hurricane comes by Miami, if that's going to happen again. There'll be a cold day in hell before they start giving checks away like they did in 92. That'll never happen again. And at the beginning years, the people thought, we had Wilma, we had this one. It's going to be the same thing. It never happened again. And it's the same thing what would happen with the Corona era. It ain't going to happen no more, Papi. A watch just came out. Of course, thank you, Alex, for telling me I'm right. Thank you, Papi. It's not going to happen again. So these people still thinking, what happened in the year 2021, they were giving checks to anybody. Papi, anybody. Anybody. They had a lawn service, to cut the grass. Like the guy that comes to my house every 2 weeks to cut the grass, the backyard, the front, all that good stuff. He does that. That guy, this is an example, allegedly. That guy, they will send them there. You need some help for your company? This is the guy that cuts grass. And he says, yeah, I need money. I have 20 different workers working for me all over the place. How much you need? I need 3 million. Boom, 3 million. That's never going to happen again. That's never going to happen. It's like the money that the United States of America spends that you don't know, You understand? Exactly. You know what I'm trying to say, Dr. Evil. That's not gonna happen again. But these people in their mind, listen, guys, when you're living in the penthouse or when you're living in the 37th floor, it's not that easy coming down to the third floor. You don't want to come down to the third floor. You were living in the 37th floor, and now you got to come down from the 37th to the third floor, not facing the bay, facing the street. You don't want that. You know, you feel kind of uncomfortable, you know? I don't know if I'm making sense to you guys or not, you know? But let's say here in Miami Beach, you know, in Miami Beach, you have an apartment in Miami Beach on Millionaires Row, right? Millionaires Row. But you have apartments that have the terrace, you know, the balcony facing the beach. That's beautiful. You've seen that beautiful blue water, you know, in the morning with a coffee, you know. But then you have apartments that have, you know, Collins Avenue. You see the cars going by. You know, you really don't want that one. I mean, you're in the building, but you really want the one facing the ocean, you know. And these people got used to this idea, and that shit is never gonna happen again. That shit is not gonna happen again. So we had a watch that just came out, which is the Patek Philippe Calatrava, you know, the 5328 gold, 41 millimeter, 8-day power reserve. Una jodienda, date, like a president, like a Rolex date president, you know, date. And the watch costs $85,356, and somebody told me already that they saw it out there. Somebody told me 180, another person told me 120, and another person told me $140,000. Come on, bro. Pero, coño, ya no sean lambones. La situación está jodida. The situation no está buena. Está jodida. Things are bad out there. And the only one doing this homework for you guys, because this is a public service watch announcement, is me. Nobody else is going to tell you this. Nobody's going to tell you price increases while the full impact is still unfolding. Analysis suggests that if the tariffs remain, prices in the U.S. consumers could rise significantly due to the difficulty of observing the cost. Mierda. You know? But remember, guys, you know, now everybody's going to start putting that watch all over the place. They take a picture like the one I show you, and they say they have it, and they'll tell you, I'll have it for you in 2 weeks. It's coming, you know, from Hong Kong, you know, one of the sketch, you know. They'll tell you that this is the watch. This is the watch right here, you know, blue with white stitching, beautiful blue, rainy, grainy dial, you know. And there it is. And that's the watch right there. 41 millimeter, white gold, 8-day power reserve, date. And things are rotten out there. And watches are just dropping faster than Bill Clinton's pants in an Arkansas farmhouse. Watches just continue to drop, all right? So listen, guys, I gave you all this. I gave you a break of everything. And I'm telling you, the watch market is dead. I've been telling you, hey, that guy is crazy. If you see all the messages that these fanboys, because, you know, they become fanboys. They become obsessive fanboys that they cannot think straight. And they're thinking about this watch and thinking about that. Guys, you know what? You got to forget about the part that if, you know, the watch that I'm buying is going to have meat left in the bone for the day that I'm going to sell it or upgrade, is still holding that price. Not making money, just holding the number. If you bought it for 80, it's there at $78,000. You got to buy watches today. If you like it and you buy it, it's yours. But you cannot be thinking that, coño, exactly, Barrett Jackson vintage car. You can't be thinking now that I'm buying this watch, like this watch, the new Calatrava, 41 millimeter, the 5328G. You know, it costs $85,000. Papi, you know, I don't see that watch going, let's say, at $140,000. I don't see it. I don't see it. Hay que ser un cagón. Because when you buy the watch for $140,000, the day you're gonna sell that watch, please don't expect that you're gonna get back 160. You know. Listen, the only watch you're gonna lose, but you're gonna lose minimal. I have always said this to you guys. Is the king. It's the king. That's it. It's the king. The rest, you're going to lose a lot. You're going to lose 10, 20, 15. You know, son paradas fuertes. They're big. They're too big of a stop. You know, boom, they're going to hit you hard. So you guys got to be very, very careful. I'm telling you this, ladies and gentlemen, there is nobody out there making any content on watches. Making content like the ones that you wanted to hear. You wanted to hear when they were negotiating a watch and when they were buying it. And when they take out the stack of money and they were paying, papi, they don't have that no more. They don't have that no more. If you want to see money, we can get you in this show. I can bring 6, 7 bricks of $100 bills, fake money. And I'll just put it right in front of you, and you would think they're for real. You would think they're real money. You know how much they cost me each brick? I think they told me, they would tell you the numbers, you know, for $2 million, it costs you $200 and something. You know, it's fake. It's fake money, you know, for videos, to do videos, to make content, to make, you know, music videos. You know what I'm trying to say? Kardashian, that type of stuff. They give you all those stacks and plastic, you know, and you guys go bananas. You guys, in your mind, if I don't tell you that this is fake money, it's just, you know, dummy money, you believe that it's for real. And this is what they're doing to you guys. And you go to see that show and he takes out 4 stacks and he puts them there, 4 bricks, and you go crazy. Oh my God. They lost 15%. We could go and you're saying. Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much, Mr. Premium. Very well, Mr. Dr. E. I mean, it is what it is, you know, and what are we giving you? We're giving you knowledge, truth, you know, life. If I make a mistake, I make a mistake. I cannot, you know, edit it. I said it and that's it. You know, I don't have time right now to be pacing up, making edit. I don't have time for that. I have a very busy life. You know, so to me, making a live stream is easy. Boom, boom, I'm out. 1 hour, I'm done. Now, when you sit down here, you have to, it's organic, papi. You got to sit down. You got to put a picture of a watch, bring this, do that. I don't know if you guys know this. Okay. To do a 15-minute video, Hi, my name is Juan Nieves from Opus and Time Watches. And today I'm going to give you the watch market update. Our first watch is this watch. Our second watch is this watch. After I finish doing that and I start editing the whole thing, how long do you think it takes me to do all that? Go ahead. Tell me, how long do you guys think it takes me to do that? It's losing power. It's losing buying power. It is. You know? Exactly. You're right. It can be between 2 and 3 hours. 2 and 3 hours. I don't have, look at that. Somebody put 30 minutes. I wish I could do it in 30 minutes, but you can't. I just finished telling you 15 minutes. 15 minutes. It's done. It takes me 3 hours. You got to put the picture. You got to cut. Put it together. Boom. You made a boo-boo here. Cut it there. Put it again. Boom. Do it again. Go back. Do it again. What I'm trying to tell you is, because these people son tan lambones que they won't tell you. They do. It is a job, man. It is a job. You're hearing it from me. It is a job. You didn't know that, right? But now you know it, papi, and I'm happy you know it. It is a job. This is why I tell you always, when these people do these videos, hey, man, they are an artist. Son un artista. They're doing something. You can't do a video in 10 minutes. You can do a live in an hour and a half. You just keep on talking and that's it. You finish, you turn it off and you left. But when you do a real video sitting down, te jodiste. Mr. Wicked, I wasn't saying that so you can say, I'm explaining to you that these guys do deserve, that quarter. They do deserve it, because they are working. In my case, I would do a lot of, thank you very much, Wicked. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I will make a lot of videos, but the consuming, I said, I can't do this. I can't, it just, no me da, no me da. So you got people that have the whole day to do it, and they can sit there the whole day and do that because that's their livelihood. And that's their livelihood, and I respect that. What I'm trying to say is kudos to all those people that make videos. And those kudos, you got a bunch of grifters, hoodwinkers, hucksters, flim-flammers who've been fleecing you forever. That part I don't agree on, But the part of them doing a video and working, they need to be rewarded with a thumbs up, with a thumbs up, that kind of stuff. And so right now, none of those people that you were used to seeing, well, like let's say the Hungry Hippo, Mr. Magoo, he'll do you an 8-minute video and that's it. 8 minutes. He'll talk about a Purnell watch, and I'll tell you afterwards, you pay for that Purnell watch 15 cents to the dollar. But he's saying he's going to sell it for $225,000. And I'm going to tell you, you pay 15 cents to the dollar. That's me. Anyway, guys, I'm going to give you guys a watch market update because I haven't given you guys a watch market in some... Exactly. So they do deserve, saludos Aquiles, they do deserve that nickel, they do deserve it. I'm coming in their defense, even on these cockroaches. Even the cockroaches, I'm coming in their defense. Let me say it more clear. I'm coming in Deputy Boxing Black Eyes defense. He's doing something, he's sitting down, bum. Even the Hungry Hippo, even the Warris Fat Bastard, even the 2 Toddler Body Brothers, even Big Pun and Heavy D, even the 2 Jehovah Witness brothers, even the Indian brothers, there are like 7 of them, they put their hairs backwards and they have tape haircuts, tape haircuts. Unbelievable. You ever seen that? A patah with initials in their hair. Unbelievable, these people, So they deserve all that. And even Sweet Kid Kino deserves that too, because Kino's the brains behind this channel. Kino's the brains, and I'm the voice. Let me give you a watch market update so you guys can cut out. Ladies and gentlemen, our first watch is a Rolex stainless steel, date just 41 millimeter, reference number 126300, green dial. Exactly, that company, Mr. Donut. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want. That's a beautiful watch. Stainless steel with a Jubilee, with a smooth, bezel. With a smooth bezel. Don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want. People are getting rid of all the... Look, that's right. Getting out. Weed them out. Give it away. Like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Get away. That's a good number, Achilles. I like that, but I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that watch more than $11,200. You do whatever you want. Don't pay more. Don't pay more. Don't pay more. You do whatever you want. And I'm telling you, by next week, it'll be at $9,700. Today, I'm going to tell you 92 because I'm stupid like that. I'm stupid like that. Ladies and gentlemen, the next watch is a Rolex two-tone. Root beer. The root beer? Two-tone. At one moment, that watch in the Corona beer era, I never heard in my life a two-tone watch until that Corona beer era. They went all the way up to $35,000. EMW root beer, $35,000. A two-tone watch, something unheard of. I'm going to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, because I got to be honest. I'm not a real big fan of two-tone watches. I'm not a real big fan of two-tone watches, and I'm being honest about it because I can't lie. 40 millimeter, reference number 1267111, 11CHNR, GMT, 40 millimeter. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know what I'm going to tell you to pay for that watch, put it up there. Mr. Brand, you're a little off on it. That's all right, but you're doing good. You're a little off. Two-tone, okay, you call them dogs too, okay, dogs. And I'm going to tell you because I'm stupid like that, don't pay for that GMT root beer. Don't pay more than $16,200. Ding, 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 ding. Luxury gentleman knows his stuff. There it is. $16,200. La situación está jodida, muchacho. No hay dinero. There's no money out there. Nobody has money no more. The mall, Dayland Mall, Aventura Mall, empty. Gucci, Prada, Christian Dior, Chanel, dead. No hay dinero, papi. No sean gilipollas. I went to a restaurant with my beloved wife. My wife loves me and I love my wife. And we went to dinner, to a restaurant that we would go years back. It's on Lejeune Road, next to a bank, Ocean Bank, Regions Bank. It was to the Hilford Steakhouse, one of the best, best steaks, best steaks. These people, big, unbelievable. They did a new, unbelievable, the steakhouse in Lejeune Road, going to the airport, and it's in a bank. It was there for many years, but they closed it down, and they did a new model to the place. You know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so you know what I'm saying, luxury. And they send us an invitation to go over there, went to eat. And you get not the Kobe, the Google, the Yo, ¿cómo se llama ese bistec? It's one that's very, very, very good too. Give me names of steaks and I'll tell you. No, not the Subway Flim Flammer. No. It's just a regular steakhouse. Wagyu McDowell. The Wagyu. You know what I'm trying to say, that steak, the Wagyu, whatever, right? So, no, not the ribeye, the Wagyu. It's one of those, the cows, the Wagyu, whatever it is, the Wagyu, right? You put the cow, and listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, because they give you a demonstration and everything. I'm going to give you a little bit of something to entertain you guys. So I asked the guy, about the Wagyu and this and that, because they charge you for a Wagyu $60, $70, 8 ounces, So I asked him about the Wagyu, and he says, well, those cows, what they do is they put him and they give him the best, organic food, and the cow is floating in the air. You know what I'm trying to say? Floating in the air, the cow. They put like a strap, she's floating, she's sleeping there like that. The best meat. And ladies and gentlemen, I went there. They sent me an invitation when I got there. Mr. Nieves, we've missed you for so many, because this is my wife and our steakhouse that we like to go. It's not Daniel's and Coral Gables. It's not this one. It's this one that we like to go, You know what I'm trying to say, Mr. Blair. And we went there, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to tell you because, we're friends, and I can tell you this. I must have blown away that night. I'm going to round it off to $350, right? The steak, appetizer, a dessert, and a coffee. Me and the wife, looking at each other's eyes, loving each other, We're going to turn 42 years of marriage now, November the 17th. That's cheap, right? Okay, I like that. When people told me that, I get happy. 2 people, $350. Bang. The place was empty. Thank you very much, Alex. The place was empty. The Wagyu was empty. And then they gave me these fries, special fries. The special fries, those special fries. How do you call those fries? They're not regular fries. Give me tofu too. You know, these names, and my wife has shown me many things in life. My wife is unbelievable. She shows me everything, you know? You know? The place was empty, papi. There it is. There it is, truffle fries. Okay, this guy, Mr. Luxury gentleman, he knows too much about this stuff, you know? Smart man. You know, truffle fries, you know, and I'm eating that. The fries are like, you know, the best in the world. And I'm looking around. They must have spent it in the renovations in the place. Thank you very much, Christopher. They must have spent it in that place. 1.2, 1.3, you know, in this place. And the place was empty. Empty. I'm looking around. I said, oh my God. I said, Myra. My wife's name is Myra, just in case you want to know her name. I said, Myra, this place is empty. She says, I know. And we're looking around, and we had like around 7 waiters taking care of us. 7 waiters. And you know, my wife had two glasses of wine. You know, I had a Diet Coke. You know what I'm saying? And I was saying, está jodido, no hay dinero, papá. No hay dinero. So, a luxury gentleman knows exactly the place I'm talking. You know the place I'm talking about then, huh? It's on Lejeune. It was there for many years and they closed down. They came back again. And if you want to get a real good steak, you go to that place. It's unbelievable. Pero estaba muerto. You know, estaba muerto. Estaba moqueado. You've been there, okay. All right, guys. Our next watch, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this one. It's a Rolex stainless steel white dial Sky Dweller 42 millimeter. Reference number 326934. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to believe this. This is a Sky Dweller white dial. Don't pay for that watch. Don't pay more than $14,900. You do whatever you want with your money. Bobby, I'm having a blast giving you these numbers. I'm having a blast, and I feel so good. You know when you feel good, like, ahí tiene papá pa que goce. Ahí tiene pa que goce de verdad. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is an AP Royal Oak Rose Gold Black Dial, reference number 15510, 41 millimeter. Unbelievable time machine with a black dial. Does anybody know what I'm going to tell you for that watch, ladies and gentlemen? Does anybody know? Come on, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. You want it with all the bells and whistles. If it doesn't have all the bells and whistles, you don't want it. You want it with everything. This is a number. That's what it is, papi. You see what I'm saying? Wow. La situación está jodida, papi. The watch market is dead. No hay dinero, papi. No hay dinero. You're very, very, very way off, Brand. You're very way off. But anyway, don't pay for that AP Royal Oak Rose Gold Black Dial 15, 510, 41 millimeter with all the bells and whistles. Don't pay more than $79,000 and dropping. You do whatever you want, papi. You do. I'm having a blast. I told you already what Rob report, what Goldman Sachs, what Bloomberg, what Fashion Design. I don't know what else I told you. I told you too many different people. They told you today. They told all of you. Watch market is dead. They told all of you, you palomos, lambones, window lickers, crumb bums, you know, possum kickers, cow tippers, crayon eaters, tomato cans. They told you today the watch market is dead. And if you didn't see the beginning of the show, I gave you the whole thing of what they said, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to read it to you one more time. Now, I don't have time to read, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to continue with the watch market. Our next watch, ladies and gentlemen, is a Vacheron Constantin Tradicional, 41 millimeter, a rare triple calendar, moon face with open work design, the 4020T/00G B655. Retail price is $57,000. Unbelievable time machine. Triple calendar. You know what Rolex is going to start making now? you know, complications, tourbillons, perpetual calendars, you know, minute repeaters, you know, all that stuff. I'm talking about a watch here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about a watch, but don't pay. Don't pay because Vacheron Constantin, papi, no puede aguantar ni el dolor. No lo puede aguantar. Don't pay for that watch more than $31,000. You were pretty close, Aquiles. You said 21. It's 31. Don't pay more than $31,000. And by next week, it'll be at 25. I'm telling you what it is. Papi, I'm telling you what those people said today. They were clapping at me. That guy, Mr. Nieves and Sweet Kid Kino, have been saying that this is coming since July. I said to you, buckle up. It's going to be a dark, dark time. Buckle up, I told all of you. Befudinki, Rob Report, Bloomberg, Goldman Sachs, Fashion Design. Y me queda una pila de gente. A Bookface. This one, the Gram. They're all saying it, papi. Watch marketing. Yeah! Telling you what it is. I gotta wake you guys up, man. Somebody gotta do it for free. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Rolex Rose Gold Oyster Flex Oyster Flex Chocolate Dial. New reference Daytona 126515 LN 40 millimeter. Ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want, but don't pay for this watch. Don't pay more than don't pay more than $42,000. Don't pay more than $42,000. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk to you about a watch here so you can see the way it's behaving and where it's going. We're going to be talking about the Rolex Yellow Gold Green Dial Gold Gauges Daytona, the second generation John Mayer. You know, you know what I'm trying to say, right? Reference number 126508. Green Dial, Yellow Gauges Daytona, John Mayer, Yellow Gold. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you the truth, you know? I got to tell you the truth, even though these people want to continue flim-flamming you, and I'm not going to permit that. Don't pay for that watch. You ready? Does anybody know what I'm going to say? I'm curious about what you're going to think about this watch. How much do you think I'm going to tell you? Anybody know? Coño, Mr. Dona, no joda. Mr. Dona, wow. 64 and dropping. Somebody says 76, 75. 75. Here it goes, boys. Buckle up. Here it goes. You know, this brand right here. Brand, I remember you real well, but you know, you've been off in every watch. That means you got to come back and start listening. Don't pay for that watch more than $73,500. The $500 next week is gone. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Papi, this is the #1 watch market in the world. We've been chosen by no other than Goldman Sachs. I'm telling you, we're #1, ladies and gentlemen. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a Patek Philippe Cubitus. White gold, blue dial, reference number 7128G, 40 millimeter. Retail price is $92,469. You know, unbelievable time machine. 40 millimeter, white gold, Cubitus, blue dial. You know, beautiful watch. Beautiful watch. And ladies and gentlemen, since I don't think none of you know how much that watch costs, but it was all the way up. All the way up. But when they come to me, it goes down. When you come to me, it's going to go down. Not up. No. Listen, if the watch is going up, I'm the first one to tell you it's going up. But when the watch is, you know, dropping, it's dropping. And I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that Cubitus, blue dial, white gold, unbelievable time machine, 7128G, you know, $92,469 is the retail price. Don't pay for that watch. And I mean, don't pay for that watch more and $129,000. Papi, this is the #1 watch market update in the world. Papi, we've been chosen. We've been chosen by no other than Rob Report. I'm telling you, with #1. I'm telling you what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for a Rolex stainless steel 41 millimeter, I bought this watch not too long ago for me. I call it the James Bond. It has a no date, the black ceramic bezel, black dial, James Bond, no date, no nothing, clean as a whistle. Beautiful looking time machine, beautiful looking time machine. I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you find it, you slide a condition, 41 millimeter, don't pay for that watch more than $11,500. And if you can get it, fully sticker with all the bells and whistles, you're looking at a watch of $12,200, right? You got that, all right? Just in case you're looking for that, that's that there. Our next watch, ladies and gentlemen, is the Rolex two-tone Bumblebee, stainless steel with yellow gold. Stainless steel yellow gold, GMT. Stainless steel yellow gold. Reference number 126713, GRNR, 40 millimeter. Ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want, but don't pay for that watch more than $18,200. I don't care what they're telling you. I don't care what they're telling you. I'm telling you what it is. We're getting to the end of this watch market update. Our next watch is a Rolex Platinum Daytona blue dial, chocolate bezel, diamond markers. This is the new one. You can see the exhibition in the back. You can see the road or the movement. The new Daytona. And ladies and gentlemen, they had this watch for $160, $150, $140, $130. All that stuff. And I'm gonna tell you, because I'm stupid like that, you don't pay for that watch. Reference number 126506. Unbelievable. Don't pay more than $117,000. You do whatever you want. And ladies and gentlemen, for you people that bought that watch, that Rolex yellow gold Daytona with the green dial, the original John Mayer. The original John Mayer, Unbelievable. At one moment, over $150,000. And I'm just going to tell all of you, because, I respect you people a lot. I got to give it to you. It's an unbelievable watch. Reference number 116508. Don't pay for that watch, no matter what they tell you. You cut the clip of this show and you send it to them. Don't pay for that watch more than $62,500. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's your watch market update for today. I really, if you guys miss what I said in the beginning of the show, I would urge you to go back and look at the first 20 minutes so you understand what happened today. Papi, it's been another crash. It's been another crash in the watch industry. Another crash, like the crash of Bitcoin, the crash of gold, another crash. We lost first place as #1 importers of luxury watches to the United States. You know to who? To the United Kingdom. They're #1. They took off our crown and they gave it to the UK. We lost it. Okay? We lost the crown. They are #1. All right, guys? Anyway, guys, I want to wish you guys a relaxing evening. Enjoy yourselves. Do a lot of resting. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. And like me and, Kino always tell you guys, take care and brush your hair. Good night, guys. Thank you so much for all the support. Thank you for all the support. Be well.